Good morning. Such is the nature of life that all it asks and all it wants is the opportunity to appear. You are that opportunity, and so am I, and so it is. Welcome everyone to CSL Midtown, coming to you this morning from Atlanta, Georgia. We are so glad that you have joined us today. We welcome everyone, no matter who you are or where you are in your life. We welcome you. We're so glad if you're listening either online, either right now or on the recording. We just welcome you. And our center reflects such a diversity of life that is the truth of reality and the truth of life. So we welcome you, whoever you are, whatever path brought you to be here today. Know that this is the right place for you. We know that you are an individualized expression of the divine life in which we all live. You are welcome to participate here today and to become a part of this community. We hope that those of you who are watching our broadcast on social media will like and share this with your friends. For a better understanding of who we are and what we teach, let's listen now to our Declaration of Principles as written by our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes.
A few of the Declaration of Principles we live by.
I believe in one God, one absolute power, and first cause to all things.
I believe that this power is perfect love, and it creates out of a desire to express love.
I believe all thought is creative, and how I choose to think creates my personal experience.
I believe in the unity of all life, and the immortality of the individual soul forever unfolding.
I believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of God to all.
And so it is.
So grateful. All right. Well, the full declaration is a little bit longer than that, and it's available on our website at cslmidtown.org. Well, my name is Judy Ailey, and I am the moderator and practitioner for today's service. And this is December, where this month's theme is shedding our skin. And today's affirmation is, I walk with confidence and step into my best self. You know, it is said that true happiness is based on an inward sense of security, a sense of belonging to life, and a desire to give and be connected with yourself and others. This seems to happen when we reach for our true self, which I believe our true self is that self which is God within us. During this day of the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, the longest night, we are shedding the old and preparing for the new. We are open with joy to the sense that new good is coming. During this process, we release old pent-up emotions and move toward our more authentic selves. I think this is a time for deep self-care. It's time for slowing down, getting good rest, taking good care of ourselves, deepening our daily spiritual practice, whatever that looks like for you, meditation, reading, walking, writing. During this time, I see that I may need to go slowly, but that if I am persistent and am steadily moving toward greater and greater good, I know that this is where I want to be. I would say, go at a pace that is right for you and don't compare yourself to anyone else. This is a time for you just to really do you, focus on you, to go deep into yourself, your authentic self. It's time to let go and release guilt, blame, shame, anger, whatever else needs to be shed so that we can begin to step into newness. Today is the deepest, darkest day of the year, the longest night. We can be gentle with ourselves and practice patience and loving kindness. We can practice forgiveness and release any negative emotions that have kept us down. Know that your intention is to be in the flow of the divine, to allow spirit to lead. Are we listening to what is ringing true for us? What is our inner voice beckoning us to do? Are we spending quality time with ourselves to nurture ourselves? What is ours to do during this season of busyness? How do we tap into our authentic self? Take time for yourself today and every day. Listen to your inner guidance, and love will lead you on your way. I'm going to transition now into leading us in a spiritual mind treatment. So, if you'll just get yourself nice and comfortable in your place, wherever you are, sitting in a chair, lying down, resting, at a comfy sofa, wherever you happen to be. Allow your awareness and your attention to focus on this present moment right here and right now. And please accept these words for yourself as I give these to us, to myself in the first person. Please accept them for yourself. I know that there is this one presence, this one life, this one goodness, this one field of divine, vibrant energy, pulsating, expressing goodness, love, peace, wholeness, oneness. That this presence is everywhere. It's in me, it's around me, it's through me, it's in everything I see that appears to be outside of myself. It's in nature, it's in other people, it's in situations, it's in my home, it's in on the road when I'm driving, it's in the shopping mall or the store, the grocery store. It's everywhere present in every single person. And it's a power for good. And I know that I am always one with this power. I am one with this goodness. I am one with this love. And in this time of busyness, of holiday, busyness, whatever it is that I may be feeling or celebrating or anticipating or worried about or angry at, whatever that is, I can just let all of that go and just know that the peace of God is my peace. And that making choices of self-care and self-love and giving myself time to really relax and really hear my inner voice, really listen to what I need at this time, what my life is best to look like during this time. So I just open myself up to guidance. I open myself up to spirit that is always speaking, that is always in my heart. I know that the truth of me is vibrant health. The truth of me is divine love. The truth of me is endless intelligence and wisdom. The truth of me is awareness and knowledge and perception. The truth of me is divine abundance. The truth of me is divine love. And I just allow all of these to express in my life as I live a life and enjoy life, as I live a life of fun and vibrancy and goodness in every way. I turn away from any ideas of struggle and strain, of lack, of limitation, of worry, of fear, of not having enough or not being as good, not being good enough. And instead, I just sink into myself and know that I am fine, that I am created out of divine love and I'm good enough. I'm full of the truth, which is love, which is peace, which is goodness of every kind. So I release these words now, knowing that they are so. With great thanksgiving, I release this treatment now, and so it is. Today, we have a real treat because we have returning to us Reverend Dr. Jerry Troyer. And I will give a brief introduction. He and his late husband, they found New Thought in 1992, and he served as a senior minister of the New Thought Center for Creative Living in San Diego for many years, 2007 to 2016, and he was ordained in 2009. He holds all the degrees from the Emerson Theological Institute, and he is currently the board president of the affiliated New Thought Network, which is an organization of Unity, New Thought, CSL, and Divine Science centers and churches, individuals as well. He's also founding board member and current director of Relationship Development for Urban Street Angels, an organization in San Diego County that works to end youth homelessness by providing bridge housing and employment and life skills training to homeless transition age youths ages 18 to 24. So we're just an author, a profound teacher. We're so happy to have you here with us today. Welcome, Dr. Reverend Jerry Troyer. Thank you for being here.
Truly my pleasure, Judy and Maya. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be back with you, and merry and happy everybody on this this Sunday before Christmas. Wow. It's a great pleasure to be back with you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So my topic for today is preparing for the new year. Put down the hammer. So I was thinking about this experience called life and this thing that we call 2025. And I don't know about you, but my experience has been that this has been quite an experience. It was quite a year in my life personally, in my life with work and my relationships, in our country, in politics, in the world, so many areas. Just, it's been an interesting year. And I'm planning 2026. And I had my month at a glance book. I'm from the old school, so I use the calendar on my smartphone, but I also have my month at a glance book, and admittedly also have the Amazon app on my phone. So reached out and asked my friends at Amazon to bring me a 2026 month at a glance book, which the kind people did. In just 10 days, we will move to this new year full of amazing wisdom and amazing possibilities. So my question for us is, what are we carrying with us into the new year? Not only our physical possessions, but more importantly, our stories, our love, our wisdom, our passion, but also our anger, our resentment, our bitterness, and you get to fill in the blank. You might remember Psalm 23, verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, and so on and so on. Some wise person, not me, adjusted that slightly to say, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I need not stop and build a condo. I believe there is great wisdom for us in that statement, because the valley of the shadow of death may not be physical death, but it may be a change in a relationship, a change in a work situation, a change in a health situation, some traumatic event that happened in 2025, some situation that we've not been able to resolve yet, or even better, some situation that we did resolve. And I'll talk more about that later. But all of those things we can look back on as the valley of the shadow of death. And how important it is for us to remember, and this is a whole nother Sunday talk, that it came to pass. Remember, the Bible, in more than 450 places, the Bible starts the story with, and it came to pass. And that's what's happened, and that's what will happen in these experiences of our lives. They came to pass. So again, my question, what are we carrying with us in the new year? And if we've stopped in the valley of the shadow of death to build a condo, are we still using the hammer and putting down the foundation, putting up the frame, putting up the drywall, painting, and all the rest of that? Or can we put the hammer down, continue to walk through whatever it is and move into this wonderful, precious baby new year. Think about the experience of the condo and where you live, or a single family dwelling or a townhouse or whatever works for you. But go with me, if you would, please, for a condo. I love this. One of my favorite quotes is from the book, The Trance of Scarcity by Victoria Castle. And she talks about the foundation of our condo and of our lives. And she writes, imagine that when you moved into your first apartment, you inherited a rug that has been in your family for years and decades. Since that day, you have brought it with you to every place you've lived for the last 20 plus years. The rug is so familiar that you don't really see it anymore. It's not really part of the decor. It's just always been a part of your surroundings. But one day you move into a house filled with light and you see that the rug is really worn out and doesn't look so great anymore. It's been with you for a very long time, but the time has come to replace it with one that befits your fresh, new habitat. Consider that rug that includes the stains of resentment and regret and anger and hurt and fear and loss from earlier this morning, from yesterday, from this year, quite possibly from 30 years ago, that we still have on that rug that covers the foundation of us being the beloved. And how wonderful to take the opportunity to leave that rug in the condo in the valley of the shadow of death. Just leave it. We don't need to scrub it to get the stains out. Just leave it there and keep walking through the valley into the next year and the next day and the next opportunity to express and experience all the good that life has for us. The stains on our rug could be our story about those people. And about those people that did that or didn't do that or said that or didn't say that. And it can be about us. If only I would have. If only I wouldn't have. Those stories, those resentments, those regrets keep us from living this full, wonderful life. At any point, we can stop building the condo. Put the hammer down, just leave it. Don't even need to pack the stuff. You're using a purely metaphysical term. Don't need to pack the stuff unless it resonates for us, and just keep moving into the next chapter of our lives. I must admit that when I first got into this teaching, and as Judy mentioned, been, good Lord, a long time. Let's leave it at that. I was so excited because, and oh boy, so this is I'm changing my thinking and I'm changing my life. And this means that all my relationships will work. Everybody in my life will behave themselves and do what I want them to. I will hit all of the lights green. The 285 will be my friend 24/7, 365. Well, as you know, life happens. And many times those things do happen and we do hit the lights green and everybody's behaving themselves on the 285. But sometimes it doesn't and they don't. So the opportunity for us is to determine what do we believe about it, what story do we want to tell ourselves, and how we experience our experience. It's about how I react or respond to whatever it is that's going on. And I would suggest there's a piece of this, and I'll talk much more about this, that in our interactions with one another, in our life experiences, how important it is for us to recognize our part in whatever it is and go on from there. But the first step, of course, is just that awareness. It's been quite a year for me, as I mentioned. I have a English cream golden retriever, a white golden named Maggie. She will be 8 years old next in February. And she, for whatever reason, and I have no idea how, she tore her ACL in her left back leg and had to have surgery. Now, in January, so almost a year. I live in a townhouse in the San Diego area, and so all I have are steps. I have steps coming up to the living room. I have steps from the living room to the second floor. I have steps to the third floor. And of course, if you've just had surgery on your ACL, you're not able to walk up and down steps. So it was an adjustment and a fearful adjustment. How do I do this? How is she going to be okay? What do we do? And so it was quite an adjustment. And I don't know about you, but my experience has been that sometimes I have a situation that I don't know how to handle. And so my first response is fear, followed by anger, fear, followed by whatever else, unless and until I allow the still small voice to get a word in edgewise and remind me, you always know. This is by the way, this was my affirmation when I took my practitioner test, however many years ago. I always know what I need to know when I need to know it. And that was completely my experience. And to make a long story even longer, Maggie got through it. She now lives in the living room. So her bed is there, her comforter is there, her food and water dishes, everything is there. She's doing fantastically. And I was divinely guided and led through that experience. Someone said, again, not me, but a wise person said, you never know how strong you can be until being strong is the only option. I absolutely know that to be true. I had another situation with a family member who had not worked outside her home in over 12 years and was relying on me for assistance. And I'd been praying about it and talking about it, and she was looking for a job, and I was thinking, and I was praying, and I was doing my treatment work, and I was trying to buy what I was selling. And ministers and practitioners, as you know, and I would suggest if you've been in this teaching for more than a month, you are a practitioner, whether you have a certificate on the wall or not. But I kept questioning, why is this not shifting? Why is this not moving for me? Quoting beloved friend Edwin Gaines, what must I change about myself in order to receive this? Because as we know, we're not talking God into doing anything. So there's something in me that needs to shift so that this can shift. So I was at, so as Judy mentioned, I'm part of the affiliated New Thought Network, or Anton, where I get to see Vance and John every year, and it would invite all of you to come and join us next October at Unity Village outside of Kansas City for our amazing annual retreat. That shameless commercial right there. But I was at the retreat in October, and I went to this workshop, which was before mine. So I in the same room. And so I went in and sat down, and it was on forgiveness. Well, okay, I already know this. How often do our egos say, I already know this? And we know this, but do we feel it? Do we take it into our hearts? Do we recognize the truth? Do we need to be reminded? And the answer to all of those questions is yes, I did need to be reminded. So I'm in this workshop, and the workshop presenter, who is a dear friend, didn't mention this, but the still small voice said, and reminded me of the teaching of Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono, and thank you for that slide, Diego. Ho'oponopono means to make right or to rectify an error. According to ancient Hawaiians, error arises from thoughts that are tainted by painful memories from the past. Ho'oponopono offers a way to release the energy of these painful thoughts or errors which cause imbalance and disease. So this is from the book Zero Limits by Joe Vitale, which had been on my bookshelf for years and years, and we studied it many, many years ago, and the still small voice said, go get that book. Because you have two ways to live your life, from memory or from inspiration. Memories are old programs replaying. Inspiration is the divine giving you a message. You want to come from inspiration. The only way to hear the divine and receive inspiration is to clean all memories. The only thing you have to do is clean. So the story very quickly is this man, Joe Vitale found this man, Dr. Hugh Len. He was a psychologist at a Hawaii state hospital for 3 years. A state hospital, state mental hospital. And he worked with these patients. He never met them. He never visited with them personally. He never saw them in person. He agreed to review their files, and then he would work on or clean himself. He would work on and change his beliefs about them and his part in his beliefs about them. And what happened is, over time, patients who were diagnosed as criminally insane were having their medications reduced and their shackles removed. Many who had no chance of release were being released. Ultimately, this ward of the most challenging mental health patients was closed because it was no longer needed. In the book, he writes, I was simply cleaning the art of me, the part of me that I shared with them. Total responsibility for your life includes everything in your life simply because it is in your life. So to change whatever it is, to change our experience of them and life, we must change ourselves. You might have heard that before. Change your thinking, change your life. So what the still small voice was able to remind me of is that in this relationship, in this situation with my relative, and I didn't think I was blaming, I didn't think I was in resentment, and yet, so I took my part for the relationship, for the situation. If you take complete responsibility for your life, then everything you see, hear, taste, touch, or in any way experience is your responsibility because it is your life. So the process of this, and you might be familiar with this, but the process, 4 steps: I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. So I came home from Kansas City, where the retreat was, and started doing this work, and was going to see my family member the following Sunday. And I did my cleaning, and I did my work, and I took my responsibility for the experience. And she came to my house and said, I got a job, an amazing job. Whoa. As we take responsibility, as we put down the hammer and take responsibility in love and compassion for ourselves and the other person, no blame, no resentment, but yes, I had a part to play in whatever it was. please forgive me, forgive ourselves. Thank you. As soon as I shifted, as soon as I accepted that, that shifted. Whoa. Okay. Feeding of the 5,000, parting of the Red Sea, those major miracles. Except that, remember, Course in Miracles says there's no order of difficulty. All we have to do is allow. All we have to do is put down the hammer and change the story or release the story. All we have to do is allow. So my question for us is, what do we really want to take with us into the new year? An old story? And if we take our story, and I have amazing stories to take with me because, yes, I did my part and the universe did its part, and that situation shifted. That situation with my dog Maggie shifted. As Judy mentioned, I work with homeless 18 to 24-year-olds. We have about 140 youth in our programs in 3 locations in San Diego County. And every year, a big thing, and it's my maybe pet project, but I absolutely love it. Every youth in all the programs gets a $40 Amazon gift card. And historically, that has been funded by one of the major corporations with a large facility in San Diego. We've worked with them for several years, and this year they reached out to me in about September and said, we love you, we honor you, we love what you do, but we're going to support another organization this year, and so we wish you all the best, and so on. And my ego, and you might remember Wayne Dyer talks about ego standing for edging God out. My ego said, okay, so $140 times 40, or 140 gift cards times 40 is over $5,000. How are we going to do this? Well, maybe we could cut it down to $30, or maybe we could do something else. And the still small voice said, okay, or we can still do this. And so I allowed, because that's all we're ever doing. I did my spiritual mind treatment, my affirmative prayer, and said, I don't know how this is going to happen, but I absolutely know I speak my word. Remember, Charles Fillmore, the founder of Unity, said the inexhaustible supply of spirit is equal to every demand, not request. And I didn't go out in the parking lot and shake my fist at the sky, but it's the demand, the absolute knowing that somehow, some way, even though I don't know how this is going to happen, it's going to happen because I said so, and I said, and so it is. So to make a long story even longer, we had 2 private donors and another organization donate enough money for the gift cards. And oh, by the way, have more than we needed this year. When we put the hammer down, when we don't come from resentment and regret and past history, but possibility, and allow spirit to do what spirit does, our lives unfold in the most amazing ways. So I want to close with a thought on the winter solstice. And this comes from, I love Facebook. I'm not an investor. I have no financial attachments. But listen to this quote that I found on Facebook. The winter solstice is not just seeking brightness after the longest night, but it is the darkness itself, a place of stillness and quiet, of reflection, meditation, and incubation. Do not rush into the light. Pause in the darkness and breathe. So as we prepare for this new year, as we flip the calendar, I invite us to consider, do we still have the hammer? Are we still in the valley of the shadow of death? Or can we allow ourselves to leave that and move forward in the darkness, in the quiet, but absolutely knowing that as we move, we will be shown the way into this wonderful, precious, blessed, amazing baby new year. For all of this, for our time together, we give great thanks. And so it is. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Jerry. What an awesome message this morning.
Thank you.
And we'll see you on Zoom in just a little bit. All right. The opportunity, our new Minister Sacred Covenant Easy Prayer. You can download this from our website, cslmidtown.org. And let's read this together. There is only one life. This life is good. This life is God. This life is my life now. In knowing that I am one with this life that is God, I therefore know that I am one with all of its blessed expressions, which include the presence of a new minister for my beloved spiritual community. Because I know that the highest purpose of my new minister is to express spirit, I therefore know that my new minister is a revelation of spirit as principle. I further know that my new minister is the fulfillment of that which has been promised by God, for it is written, principle is not bound by precedent. It operates according to law and is always available to those who are willing to align themselves with it. As I stand in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister before me as inspiring spiritual oneness through wisdom, love, and authenticity. I now intend to experience my new minister in full cooperation and agreement with my community, knowing this truth about myself. For I am inspired to live as love in the expression of principle. I am awakening the wisdom within me by clearly communicating the principles of universal truth. I am a conduit of divine love, wisdom, and healing energy, recognizing the inherent wholeness within all beings. I am offering teachings, classes, and mystical studies grounded in spiritual principles to cultivate inner wisdom, personal transformation, and empowered living. I am extending the love, compassion, and transformative power of spirit into the wider community, fostering connections that heal, uplift, and support individuals in their unique journeys. As I now accept the highest expression of a new minister into my life, I know that they will be revealed in a way that will express spirit and serve as the highest and greatest good of all who are touched by their presence. I am grateful God is gracious, and so it is. All right. I announced this last week, but I want to remind everybody, we got a special gift to help us pay our rent for the Garden Hills Community Center when we meet the first Sunday of the month every month. And it's a matching gift. So if you feel so compelled to contribute to that, to help that, it's $180 a month that we pay for using that space and having our potluck there. So that sense of community remains in place. So if you feel so called to do that, please contribute to that. You can donate at cslmidtown.org/donate or on the QR code that'll show up on our affirmation for prosperity right here. And if you would, say with me this affirmation. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow. And all that I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. All right. So we have a couple of announcements. We've got Reverend Jerry Radcliffe. Resolutions. Talking about a revolution. That's his talk next week. I want to thank Judy for being our practitioner today. And if you are interested in our adult study group, they meet at 10 o'clock right before the service on the Zoom. So you can go to cslmidtown.org, scroll down to the Zoom channel, get there. You can join us right after this if you want to have a discussion with Reverend Jerry Troyer. And let's do our affirmation of life. I leave this place now knowing something better than I knew before. I go forth into the world with a heart full of love and a mind full of good sense. I look at the world in a greater way, knowing that I have within me everything I need to create the life I desire. I give thanks for this understanding, and I am grateful for the spirit of life that lives through me. And so it is. Have a great week, everybody. Enjoy this holiday week, whether you're traveling. Be safe, enjoy, and we'll see you online next week.